Starting with the second part of this video, that is environment and biodiversity protection in Jharkhand. Now, Jharkhand is nationally renowned for its climate and biodiversity, various types of trees, medicinal plants, herbs, fruits and flowers, and other plants that are found in the forests of the state. Now, Netarhat, Pitoria Valley, Saranda Forest and Parisnath Hills, Delma Hills, Hazaribagh Forest and Palamu Forest are extremely rich in terms of biodiversity. Increasing pollution over the years have adversely affected the biodiversity of the state. Extinct species of animals and decrease in the number of important trees and plants in the state are example of this. Now, due to establishment of industries, construction of roads, expansion of agricultural work, trees are being cut on large scale to speed up development programs. As a result, along with environmental pollution, biodiversity has also degenerated. Efforts are being made by the Forest, Environment and Climate Change Department in the state for the conservation of natural resources, wildlife and biodiversity. For this, departments are encouraging afforestation on a large scale, organizing awareness campaigns for forest conservation and legal measures to control pollution. The number of vultures is decreasing rapidly among the extinct animal. Because of the imbalance in the environment, there 3 species of vulture are found in the state, that is Gyps pehaligenus, Gyps indicus and Egyptian. The main reason for the extinction is the plain revealing drug called diclofenac, which is used in treatment of animals. The natural habitat of vulture is tree. Cutting of trees is also an important factor in the decreasing of their numbers. In 2015, Mukhyamantri Jan Van Yojana has been started with the view of increasing the forested areas in the state. People are encouraged to plant trees on their private lands. Under this scheme, 75% of the expenditure incurred on tree plantation and its maintenance is reimbursed by the Forest Department as an incentive to the people. The eco-tourism policy of 2015 has been notified by the state government to encourage eco-friendly methods. Under the first phase of the scheme, a fossil park in Sahibganj, Parisnath in Giridih, Kanhari Hills in Hazaribagh, Tirkut Hills in Deoghar, Tilaiya Dam in Koderma, Tiger Project in Giridih, and Netarhat in Latehar and Dalma Elephant Sanctuary in Jamshedpur are being developed by the state government. To promote ecotourism in the state, people in the local villages are trained as nature guides so that along with promoting tourism, the income of people can also be increased. To deal with the problem of drought, the state has started Dobha constructions under Manrega, in which rainwater can be stored. For this, a special provision of rupees 200 crore has been made for the budget in the year of 2016 and 17. A target has been set to construct 6 lakh Dobhas in the entire state in the financial year. Now, under the Forest Rights Act, lease of forest land is being distributed. So the scheduled tribes and forest dwellers are living in the forest. A lease will be given for the forest dwellers living in this forest since before 2006. Amusement parks are being also constructed in the urban areas. There's a cutoff date of 2005 December. We'll just keep sure to revise that as well. Now, amusement parks are also being constructed in the urban areas in the state through this. It also makes people aware of the various aspects of environmental protection, environmental pollution, and climate change in the urban areas. Now, the state government has a plan to associate more and more people with lakh cultivation. For this, many districts of state like Ranchi, Koti, West Singhbhum, Simdega, Gumla, Latehar, Palamu have been selected for the production of lakh. Efforts are being made to promote lakh cultivation in these districts through Forest Management Committee and self-help groups. The state government has approved solid waste management scheme on PPP mod in Ranchi, Pakur, Dhanbad, Chakulia. For solid waste management, Hitachi, a company of Japan, has been given the consent to set up a plant for power generation based on solid waste in the state. Ranchi Municipal Corporation has entrusted work of sanitation to a private company, SL Infra, for the next 25 years. My goodness. As many as 8 missions have been announced by this government of India for the control of effects of climate change. For this, the state government has decided to set up Jharkhand State Climate Change Action Unit to coordinate efforts between various government departments. Now, Jharkhand State Climate Change Action Unit is emphasizing on economic development, poverty alleviation, and availability of means of livelihood by maintaining environmental balance in the state. The unit will work keeping in mind the issues related to climate change in the state. Now, due to variability of temperature and rainfall in the state, agriculture and other sectors have been adversely affected. According to a report between 2020 to 2050, the maximum temperature in the state is likely to increase by 2 to 3 degrees in summers and 4 to 5 degrees in the winters. In this context, Jharkhand State Climate Change Working Unit is identifying the areas affected by climate change, prepping maps of highly sensitive areas, controlling the amount of environmental pollution caused by the coal and mining industries, and is trying to include affected areas in the policies and plans. Now, JPCB, Jharkhand State Pollution Control Board, has been established under the Section 4 of the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1974 on 9th of September 2001. Its main objective is to control pollution in the state. It was started functioning from 15 December 2001. It is at present a nominated chairman, 15 nominated members, and an appointed member secretary. Jharkhand State Nomination Control Board implements the provisions of this act and rules in the state. The functions of the board are provided under Section 17 of the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1974 and the same section of Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981 and under the remaining acts and rules. Now, moving on. The head office is in the TA building of HEC complex in Ranchi. Regional office is in Tupudana, Ranchi. Central laboratory is also in Tupudana, Ranchi. Regional office cum laboratory is in Dhanbad, Jamshedpur, Hazaribagh and Deoghar. Now it is a regulatory body which encourages industries to set up high technologies for environmental protection. The Jharkhand Energy Policy has been announced by the state government in the year 2012. The main objective is to encourage the development of non-conventional energy resources. To encourage the growth of renewable energy sources, Jharkhand Renewable Energy Development Agency, JREDA, that is Jharkhand Renewable Energy Development Agency, has been formed in the state in 2001. Now, Jharkhand State Water Policy of 2011 has been implemented by the state government in the year 2011 for proper management of water resources. This policy has been formulated with an aim to reducing vulnerability of the state to natural calamities. Serious efforts are being made by Nikhil Mehul for the conservation of Kalpatru tree in Jharkhand. Kalpatru tree has a high water storage capacity due to which they are also suitable for dry environments. Kalpatru is of African origin tree. Only 9 Kalpatru trees are available in India. Out of these, 4 trees are available in Jharkhand itself. These are all in Ranchi, in the Dorinda region. Now, efforts are being made by the government of Jharkhand to conserve endangered species of Makhan, Katori and Shivlingam for flowers. Now, Indira Gandhi Open University, in collaboration with Jharkhand State Jal Jan Mission, is soon going to conduct diploma courses in water management. Jharkhand is the first state in the country to do so. Now, vision document on transition to a low carbon economy. Jharkhand launched a vision paper on 19th of July 2023 titled Nav Nirman Ki Or Aggrasar, on the road to a new beginning for strategic approach to sustainable transition process that will lead the state to a low carbon, climate resistant, resilient economy. The document is unveiled by Sukhdev Singh, the then Chief Secretary of the state. The Jharkhand government, which has previously established a task force on sustainable just transition, listed the following topics for the works in the vision document. The objectives are transition to livelihood and energy, mission to produce green hydrogen, transition to sustainable mobility, institutional framework, pathway to decarbonization, transition from coal, finance and investment. The vision documents makes an effort to highlight the path forward in announcing economic growth, inclusiveness and social achievements in the state, expressing its resolve to foster development in a sustainable and inclusive manner. According to the document, the Center of Excellence on Sustainable Energy Transition is urgently needed in Jharkhand to aid the state's economic diversification required to transition away from non-renewable resources. The Jharkhand state stated that goal is to determine the cost of green transition and financially prepared, plan sustainable mine closures and economic diversification for 13 coal-dominated districts, provide green jobs by skilling and reskilling of the populace, conduct an alternate livelihood assessments, determine long-term energy demand projections and develop a carbon-related business strategy, among other things. Now, national agroecological regions of Jharkhand. Now, Jharkhand comprises of 4 agroecological regions, that is 11, 12, 13 and 15. Now, agroecological region of 11, which covers the districts of Palamu, Latehar, Garhwa, Ranchi, Gumla, Sumdega, Lohardaga, Chatra, Hazaribagh and Koderma. The divisions covered under this is Palamu, South Chota Nagpur, North Chota Nagpur. Then we have the 12th agroecological region: Ranchi, Koti, Bokaro, Dhanbad, Ramgarh, East Singhbhum, West Singhbhum, Saraikela, Kharswan, Deoghar, Dumka, Jamtara, Pakur, and Sahibganj are covered, and the divisions covered are North Chota Nagpur, Kolhan, and Santhal Pargana. Then we have the 13th agroecological region, which is Godda and Sahibganj, and again it is in the Santhal Pargana. And 15th is the Pakur and Sahibganj region, which is in Santhal Pargana. Now the parts covered under the 11th ecological region is Eastern Plateau. In the 12th, we have the Eastern Plateau and Eastern Ghats. 13, we have the Eastern Plains, and 15, we have the Bengal and Assam Plains. Agroecological zone is the land unit carved out of agroclimatic zones and superimposed on landforms which influences both climate and length of growing period. Study of agroecological zone will improve examining its climate, soil, water, fauna and flora. A study of country's ecological region is necessary for several reasons, as to determine the yield potentials of different crops, crop combinations, agroecological regions in their future. It will help in deciding further actions in terms of crop diversification. It would determine the best kinds of crops grown in a piece of land, keeping optimization of land requirement in mind. It aids in the spread of knowledge of agricultural research and agrotechnology. The National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning came up with 20 agroecological zones based on growing period and integrated criterion of effective rainfall, soil groups, delineated boundaries adjusted to district boundaries with a minimal number of regions. Subsequently, these 20 agroecological zones were subdivided into 60 subzones. Now, vision document on transition to low carbon economy. Jharkhand launched a vision paper titled Navnirman Ki Or Agresar on Road to a New Beginning for strategic approach to sustainable transition process that will lead the state to a low carbon, climate resilient economy. The Jharkhand government, which had previously established a task force on sustainable just transition, listed the following 8 topics for the work in the vision document: transition in livelihood, transition in energy, pathway to decarbonization, mission to produce green hydrogen, transition from coal, transition to sustainable mobility, finance and investment, and institutional framework. According to the document, a center of excellence on sustainable transition is urgently needed in the state to aid in the state's economic diversification required to transition away from renewable resources. The state's Department of Forest, Environment and Climate Change recently released a vision document outlining a comprehensive plan to achieve net zero targets by 2070. Being a major source of energy in India, Jharkhand has played a significant role in coal production, contributing more than 16% of the country's total output. The vision document recognizes the importance of transitioning away from non-renewable resources to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. That will be all for the environment section. See you in the next video.